All right, everybody. We're going to just go through in this video. I might break it up into, depends on how long this one gets, my general thoughts on the game, but I'm going to go walk through on everything that's in this game. We're going to start with the city hub, which is where we're at now. This is, if you go to the map, this is called Albion. And it's the hub isn't super big, but this is where you go to get the mail, your rewards from your missions, to launch certain things, to upgrade your weapons, upgrade your ruins, upgrade and research your characters that you get to play, the classes and everything. So as well as your rank. So we're going to go through all of that, and then once we do that, we'll go through the world, and we'll also go through the characters, the various characters. So to start off with, yes, I'm on Glay right now. I didn't get to unlock every single character I wanted to. I think right now I have Glay, Lepic, Ajax, Vesa, Jaybear, Bunny, Sharon, and I wanted Freyna and Blair, but I haven't got them unlocked yet. We'll see if I have enough material today to at least unlock one more from the mail. Mailbox is where you go to get mission rewards from your daily and weekly and just plain mission. So you can, if you miss stuff, there's gonna be a lost and found. I don't think lost and found is working too much. Well, I only got to work once. Mail. Here we go. Here's a reward. So they're giving us stuff to do, like from listed body. It can be used to change ruin socket types. So if you want to update your class, you can, and ruins make them much stronger. But yeah, typically once you open your email, you don't need to keep it. You can delete it. I'll just delete the open mail is what I prefer to use because it is safe. Might as well start here. This is the quest terminal. Once you have quests that are completed, some of them will auto-complete, some of them won't. So the quest terminal, you are just going to come here and you'll turn in your quests. It'll tell you which ones you have done. It'll be bright yellow lit up on your map, and you can then just complete them at your whim. Next in the hub is Seneca, the guy you go to for what we call boss battles. You have the normal ones, and you have the hard ones. This is where you can go in and just fight bosses for specific loot. Now you need to do survival missions, which I'll show you in the world map. Let me do that real quick. There will be these things right here called survival missions, and each area has got one. Some are higher level, but these are what give you components or amorphous materials and boxes, which once you beat the survival, you can then come here, and depending on which survival you did, you can get research materials for the different classes in the game or ruins and stuff like that. These encounters, all of them so far, and I think they're going to change this, drop the same ruins, tier 1 through tier 3. The only differences between these bosses, on normal mode at least, is the weapon level. You get level 9 weapons, level 13 weapons, so you see where they're doing here. The higher the encounter, the higher the level of the weapon. As far as material drops, they appear to drop. The first level in the Executioner, level 9, is dropping the exact same material as level 46. Keep that in mind. The hard mode of these is pretty hard if you don't have a crew that knows how to work together. Just FYI. This is the world mission terminal. This is where you can, if you for some reason don't know how to use the world map, you can come here or prefer to come here to placeholder. I don't know what all will be here. It didn't serve much use for me. Hopefully you can see a list of all the quests and port straight to them. And then further down on this side, we have the Ageless Reach. This is where you will go to rank up your account. So you can let me show you. Each descendant and right now it can cap to level 40, right? However, they all share the same, if you look in the top right-hand corner where it says level 10, experience level EX, that's my current character's level. And then 9 is the rank, my current rank on the account. So no matter what character I'm on, rank 9. And as I play the game, think of it like Paragon from Diablo 3. The more I play, the more rank ups I get, the more I can unlock. But this is where you're going to come to juice your character up. Now, once you make it to 40 on a character, you can bring them here. Let me show you. I haven't done it because I don't want to change it. I got one more day tomorrow to play this. But you can see reset available. Because I'm at 40. If I'm on the 42, I can Descendant reset. What the Descendant reset, it'll take my Ajax back to level 1. Acquire one arch crystal material you need to grant socket type, which will be done. So then I can focus the rune type to something that I want to have it. I'm not sure how that all works. It's an endgame function to let me further tune the character to how exactly I want them to play. I'm not going to be doing that, though. Next on the map is we'll come over here. And this is where Alpha is. I wish to God he had a better name. Lead commander, you'll come in and do mission stuff back and forth. MMO stuff, nothing major outside of story. We only had 3 story areas to go to, which was Kingston, Starter area, Albany Mountains, medium area, and Red Desert. For this purpose of the beta was our hard area. There's still these islands and these surrounding areas that are unlocked, and I believe there's even more over here. So I think we have a lot more in the game than what we saw. The game, again, is, to my understanding, while it's free to play and this is a decently done beta, I'm pretty sure the game is not coming out for at least a year. They're really taking back into feedback and everything, what's been said, and have a lot of improvements and content to add. Deslin is very disappointing. He's the blacksmith, weaponsmith guy. Even at level 40, he sells completely crappy weapons. I've beat the game, or beat the campaign. I have no idea why he won't do more than the crap. Here's using. Normally, if you're out and about and you fill up your inventory, you're going to delete them, but you can come back here. Once you have higher level stuff, I would say, once you start getting gear in the 30 or up, I would say it's probably beneficial to sell it, because you're actually going to be able to sell it for a little bit of decent value. So the next 2 ones I'm going to show you is where the game gets really, I'm going to say the runes for last, because that's more of the complicated stuff that I find really intriguing. This here is Xena. This is where you will research the characters that you want to create or unlock. I don't have the resources to unlock Ultimate Lepic at this time. I don't have the resources to do Blair or to do Freyna. You can research the individual components that you would need to unlock the ability to research the character themselves, or you can come down here and purchase them if you have the caliber available to do so. Gold's fairly easy enough to come by. Quolthium is what Quolipolthium, whatever the hell that is. I can't, you know what I mean. See what's on the screen there? Is what you need to do rune upgrades. Anyways, you'll buy and research that, and this is where you unlock your characters to play. This is where one of the two beautiful parts of the game take place. First off, let's look at weapons and understand this. You have different levels to your weapons. 30 set, you can be at lowest level 1 from when you're first starting out. I have a couple level 40 weapons. I'm still chasing like better, like an assault rifle and everything else. This works really, really well for, I found out, for Glay because of her playstyle. I'm not a big fan of the launchers, but that's okay. Scout rifles. I love my scout rifle. Love hand cannons. I love SMGs, assault rifles, and snipers. Everything in this game feels pretty good, except for launchers. I'm just not a fan of the launcher. Anyways, Silion is where you come to do your rune work. You come here to dismantle your duplicate ruins, right? So we can sort by tier and everything. And I haven't done a whole lot of maximizing with all this stuff that's in here. I've just been playing the game the last couple days. They need to make a better management interface for ruins, stacking them and searching them. But like you can see here, I can come in, I can click on 1 or I can click on 2, and I can just dismantle, and that's going to earn me 200 quilipothium things, right? Which I can then use, and it's being rather slow. Come on. Come on. She usually doesn't take this long. My guess is they're getting ready to shut the servers down tomorrow, or we got a lot of people logging in. But this one here, I'll go through my bugs that I found. Specifically at the rune person, because there's so much stuff that can load. I found a lot of lag, a lot of latency, and it's like a memory leak almost. When you go into it, it just stalls your game out hardcore, which is what appears to have just happened. Nothing's responding. Come on, we'll give it 30 seconds before I restart the game. I was really hoping I had to restart the game. There we go. It shouldn't take that long, but it does. Anyways, so you can come in here and you can enhance your runes. Let's load into it. I don't know why he's taking so long. This is laggy as all get out today. Normally, it's a better performance, but I'm not 100% sure what's going on. So we'll press L on the keyboard just to show me the equipped runes only. And if you hover over them, it shows equipped. And if you're like, well, is it equipped? Which character is that equipped on? Most of the runes are equipped on your weapons, not on your specific descendant. So let me find one that's more specific towards the descendants. It's like this one here, better shield recovery out of combat. Right here, you can see that that's equipped Descendant Ajax. That's an actual Descendant rune, and I have that on specifically on Ajax. I can increase my runes, as you'll see here, as long as I have the space for it, and energy level on the rune for the guys that it's on. And Ajax seems to be the guy I've been going out and farming stuff on. And you can see, yes, it's expensive to level them once you get past a certain point, but oh my gosh, the benefits of doing so is insane. So you can just see I added like 150% to my HP. So now he's got to recover that. One of the things, though, a lot of people are missing out on the idea is combining ruins. Now, oh my gosh, this is going to be so annoying. They do need to fix latency on the rune guy. But you can combine, if you've got the material and the resources, you can combine various types of you know what? Let's try this. I've got mats right now, and this game's not going to be around much longer. So this one gives 145, so defense. Let's see if we can make a master. On weapon change rate of fire 5%. No. No. On hit, enemy's defense down for 10. That might be worth it. I'm just picking weird stuff right now. Arm crusher on hit. Is that the one we just... Yeah, that's the one we just did. This is one. Reload speed. Don't really care about reload speed. Hawkeye. Don't really care about that. I hip fire a lot. What is this? Recoil. Again, these are going to go on weapons. I might want to focus more on like the Descendant themselves, but this would be good all the way around. Max rounds. Yeah, why not? We can increase the rounds. That's not a bad idea. What is this? A demonic attack. So depending on your character type, this is beneficial for like glaive, demonic, ice for Vesa, and all that. Skill attack. We can look at that. What else we got? Skill cooldown. That's not bad either. This just gives you a big, huge burst of damage on your first shot afterwards. But, you know, I could go through this all day long. Let's do a combine and let's show you what it makes. And we'll see what we get. Okay. I don't know where it's going to put it. This is rune crafting, basically 101. And there's going to be recipes on how to stack them and make them more powerful and all these other things. And again, this is something they really need to work on and bring more or remove the latency from it and a better inventory management for runes. Because this here is the by far the end game. Farming these runes, farming the materials for the runes, upgrading the material, upgrading the runes to make them really powerful, and compare and managing them and mix and matching them, not only for your descendant specific runes, which I'll show you here in a second, but for your weapon runes and the various types of weapons and stuff. And come on, please, there we go. Better. Okay, so we have created HP recovery out of combat. So we didn't make a new rune. That's a little disappointing. So there's going to be a recipe on a stack of them. So if you're missing some like the rare ones, you might be able to create one of those off the list. So keep that in mind. This is not what I was after. I don't care about HP out of recovery. But anyways, those are the runes. You can also come over here and increase the maximum number of runes like Ajax can have on him. Meaning, like if we come look at his runes right now, you have the weapon runes, and you see across that store rune capacity, 44 out of 47. Now these go up as you rank up on the account. This is at 25 out of 37. If I add, let's see here, firearm expert. No, that's not the one I want. Where is it at? I want arm. I already have it on. Total torrent electric. So I'm gonna do boss fights. This can be really beneficial for the weak points. Hip fire, better rate of fire, but you also have more recoil. So we'll just do torrent attack. We'll increase the attack ability, right? And we can come back, and now you can see I'm at 36 to 37. So this is all about how much can each one of these runes. This has got 4 out of it. 4, 4, 4, 4, 11, 5, and they're different tiers. Tier 1, Tier 2, so Tier 1's blue, Tier 2 is purple, Tier 3, yellow. And it can show you if on the right side, everything that's applied from the runes to machine guns, tactical rifles, and beams in this case, which I don't use a whole lot of any of those. I try to stack most of my stuff here under SMGs, assault rifles, handguns, as well as hand cannons and scouts. They feel the best. I haven't done much with that. But again, with Descendant Runes, you can come in here and you can level up what they need. So I've got 41 out of 62. I haven't applied a lot in here, so I can make my Descendant even stronger. If I come in and change Descendant and say I want to level up J-Bear, who's the healer in the game and utility guy. If you look, I only have on him right now 29 of 29. So I can come over here and then I can go to Stillion and increase if I want, and I'm only doing this because it's beta. I wouldn't waste it like this. And all of a sudden my max increases. I am able to do more with that really cool stuff. Or if I want to go to Storm Ruins, which is again assault rifles and everything else, and I want to increase that, I can, and give it more strength, more ability. Now, if I want a rune socket chime, select a rune, and I want to make it something specific. These are each different types of sockets. Make them very specific, which increases again strength and everything else. This is where you would go to do that. I didn't get far enough in the game to collect enough of them to make it worthwhile. When the game, if there's another beta, I'm hoping to be able to do more with this. But each one of these has a different type of effect on them. So you've got this one is they don't do a good job either of explaining what the meaning is for the tiered symbol, but you can see this one's electric, enhancement, elemental, and it just lets me add that in there. I don't know if it's a perk or not. Again, I didn't get to play enough into it to know. That is Ruins, and I'm going to go back to Ajax. And now, if you're curious on how to understand what each character's abilities are, so you select that character, and you can hover over, and you can look at Assault Turret. When you summon the Assault Turret, this is what it'll do. Summons a turret, attack the enemy. Turrets last for 15 seconds. Has an equivalent to 87% of Jaber's max HP. So the higher HP, the stronger your turret's going to be. In normal mode, the turret's attacks one enemy, dealing a skill attack times 14 damage. So you'll want to put skill attack perks on him or on the weapons to help increase that, depending if you're playing it. So you got to be mindful of the Descendant class that you're playing, because that's going to... Medical turret, again, lasts for 12 seconds. The radius, all this other stuff, more healing depending on what your attack's at, and cooldowns. This is the multiple purpose weapon. Again, you bring that out and you're like, ooh, do I shoot that to enemy? You can, but this is typically going to be used to shoot your turrets to make them last longer and give them more resilience and actually make them more effective, stronger healing, stronger damage. There's 3 shots from this one, and it typically takes 3 shots to up the resilience and lasting and the strength of whatever turret you're trying to. So most of us hit this on the healing turret right here. There is a build that you can use with the cooldowns and swaps that makes the first 3 shots free, and then you still have 3, so you get 6 total shots, meaning you can keep your both turrets up pretty much for infinite amount of time. This is the special ability, recalls both turrets upon retrieval turrets fire 3 fragments to inflict enemy things. So they burst, blow up, do more damage. And then when you bring them back, put your turrets in enhanced state, which is what the multi-purpose does. But you can do this for every single class. If you're trying to figure out what those skills do, this is where you're going to come, and you'll be able to find that all out. Again, I'm going to be using Ajax to explore world since he's 40 and has the most survivability out of all my characters. I plan on getting a couple of them more to 40 tonight, farming a XP survival strategy. But that's for tonight. So if I come out here, we'll look at Kingston. These are the fast travel points. As you play the campaign, you will come to these and unlock the fast travel, meaning you can get to them faster. Otherwise, you only have one that unlocks when you first come in. So this, and each mission is labeled in the area 1 through, and it follows you on the map. 1, 2, 3. Then you unlock a travel point as you playing through. Once you unlock it on one character, it's unlocked on all characters, just FYI. So if you ever get lost, you can figure out what you want to do. You can. Where you leave off, if you haven't played the campaign before, if this was the first time through on one of my characters, and it's by character for campaign mission, this would be yellow. And I could just fast travel. Say I left the game, went and got dinner, came back, and I needed to pick up where I left off. I could fast travel here, and I could come here, which would show that this is yellow and where I was left off on the mission. If I just want to replay any of those ones, you can. And this is where people talk, well, it gets just repetitive, replaying the missions. Yeah. Once you make 40 and you beat the campaign and you're still trying to get 40, survival and then the interference boss missions that we showed you earlier are the best ways to level, and they need to more they need to make more content available so it's not as repetitive. But this is a first-person shooter MMO. There's going to be repetition no matter what you do. But you can come here, fast travel over. Graphics are gorgeous. They do need to tune them some because it's not friendly to lower-end hardware. See, I'm in a public event right now, and if I wanted to queue this up, I could come over here and queue the survival, and it'll matchmake me with 3 other players. It's all matchmaking events, boss fights, and this are all 4-person. You can queue in with your own team, 2-person team, and pick up 2 other players if you want. But that's essentially it. And then most of the time, if you're on a controller, it's a left button and then A, B, Y, and X on Xbox. On PlayStation, it'll be something else. I'm using a controller on a PC right now just to demonstrate this. If I switch to the computer, right now it's set to QCVZ. I think that's because I reset something. I did have them set up 1, 2, 3, 4. I can also use the macro keys on the side of my keyboard for ease of use, but you have a lot of customization process there. The grappling is a cool feature. You get a little blue dot. They need to work on how often you can fire the grapple and the jumps, because you can see right now it's weird. It's random, and sometimes it just doesn't work, and you fall. Now there's no fall damage in the game. Also with Ajax, if you hit the right and left bumper at the same time, he does a mini slam. His big slam is a power slam that is on a cooldown. And if it's on cooldown, you can't do your LB buttons to give you the little miniature slam. So be mindful of that. Each character has something along those lines. I do a lot of hip fire versus ADS, aim down sight, because their aim assist in this is frustrating. They have a lot of work to do on it. But I do love their snipers. It is so nice. When I'm on the mouse and keyboard, I just wheel the mouse around to change weapons. It's faster. Otherwise, you're cycling through by pressing Y. It's a little slow. They need to work on weapon select and weapon change that way. Okay, so then we got that. So we went over abilities. We've gone over the map, and we've gone over... There's no mantling in this game. Do I think they'll eventually add mantling? Possibly. It's an option that I understand is built in on Unreal Engine 5. However, they have got the grappling gun, so honestly, I don't know if it's really needed. A lot of people are complaining for it, and they wanted a slide. Slide would be cool, but we have a dodge with the roll, so I think we're fine or covered that way. Between the grappling and that, I think we're fine. Mantling might be nice touch for the game, because you can see there's no grapple or mantling on this one. We can use the gun to put us over. There's no, if you're starting to fall, there's nothing to pick you up. That might be a little too much, but I think they're planning to add it. I think that would be cool. I don't really care about the slide. They also need a little bit more work on the double jump, and it's gotten better. But so far, yeah, it's not bad. These here, if you press the double square button on the controller or you hit the escape key on the keyboard, this takes you here to the events. This is where you're going to get your growth event mission. This is just the overall play the game, unlock kind of a thing. Then you have daily missions, and I have a team that's farming this tonight since tomorrow's our last day. But by the way, I'm filming this on what is today? On the 25th. The last day of the beta is the 26th. But you get some really cool rewards and medals if you take down Frostwalker. Now, a lot of people were like, I don't care because the beta is going away. You don't keep anything out of the beta. That's fine. Also, bear in note, when you first join into a party at random, you may hear voices and stuff coming at you and be like, oh, I didn't do this. This is on by default. Voice channel. Party channel is on by default. I turn them both off. I don't really care to, if I'm running randoms and we're doing bosses, then I'll turn them on so I can talk to them. But I found with the beta so much of the time a language barrier because we had people all across the world playing. So most of the time when I'm doing bosses, I'm running with friends, and then we're using Discord. Here's where you're going to come in and do your graphic settings. If I am running on just solo, and I'm playing by myself, then I'm using high settings, DLSS with performance. I have an RTX 3090, 5950X processor, 64 gigs of RAM, and some other stuff. I don't seem to have very many problems at all with FPS. I'm usually between 100 and 120. I heard a lot of people are having different problems. Right now I'm running at 1080p. A lot of times, there's the mascot. I'll be running at, but since I'm recording, I'm at 1080p. Or if I'm streaming, then I drop my quality down to medium and leave it 1080p. And I can stream a game from the same rig without any issues and still stay between 80 and 90 frames. If I'm just playing by myself or I'm playing the game, no OBS running, no stream stuff, no video capture, then I have this at 4K. And I'll stay around 100 frames. This is where you can set up your mouse and your controller, your keyboard and your controllers and stuff. So it's all basically pretty much the same. Again, you can use the world map by pressing the right on the keypad, or using certain map functions. G for world map, I for inventory, escape. And if one guide pops up, shows you what you can do with this. You can change these around for the changing the weapons. Since I can change weapons here, I'm more than happy changing my firing of the weapons to here, or abilities, excuse me, putting my abilities on these bar. And I don't need 4 for the grapple, so I just move that around. But you can tune all that stuff out. They've got a long ways to go. Again, we're going to be about Q3 next year before I think where they're even ready for a release date. Where I find the biggest bugs right now, again, are double jumps, weapon swapping, ADS. It snaps to a target, and even if I'm really forcing it to change the target, it doesn't let me change a target unless I release the ADS. So you're going to find a lot of people doing a lot of hip fire, which is really strong in this game anyways, which I think they've tuned down a little bit already. Movement and run feels okay. Again, they need to work on graphics so it's a lot more friendly to lower to medium end PC systems. They haven't done a beta yet on the other platforms. There was a question, will this be available on last gen? When I looked at their site, it said basically all of them, because they want to be able to have it playable on Steam Deck. It's a free to play, so of course they're going to want to have it on more platforms than possible. And be a little bit more mobile. So I would see them doing a lot of tuning. They need a lot of work to get the graphics working, get the frames capped. Part of my problem is the load screen, or when I go to the menus, I found, just like with the Ruins, Cillian and the Ruins, you start having performance hits and starts building up and frames hit. It kind of reminded me of Amazon New World when you launched into it and your frames in the menu had no cap and the menus were just ramping up tons of frame usage, memory usage, and power and all that stuff. So they need to address that one and then go from there. Quests, we need more quests. You can see this one. You can fight the bunny. This one's bugged on me. I've already beat Bunny a couple times. She's a boss. And it just won't update. But you can see all the quests and stuff. Social, they need to add some functionality. So this is the squad. These are everyone that's in the area, and you can search for friends. They need to show and add the ability to see your friends that you've added as a friend, either in the game or via, say, Steam or something, to here, so you can find them and not have to search their name all the time. Because I don't know about you, I'm not going to remember someone's, it's fake Disney at 0639. I don't remember the numbers. And again, these are not friends. These are just people that are in the area. So they need to add some of the search capability and the group capability. I'm assuming that's going to be in there with crossplay. Again, this is PvE. There is no PvE in this game. They have no desire to do that. There's no transmog. We assume from the store when that's introduced that will be skins. And based on what I've seen, you probably the pay to win function might be purchasing materials from the store, so you don't have to spend as much time farming them up and crafting them. I could be wrong, but yeah. There you go. That's what I feel so far. The other thing is, I get really tired of people saying, "Oh, this isn't Destiny 2. This isn't a D2 killer," or playing the game for like an hour and saying, "Oh, this game is trash," or 2 hours. To get an actual understanding, and this is not me I didn't want to watch other content creators or anything like that. I wanted to play the game, get my own idea and understanding. Let's go help this person over here. And so if you don't pick them up and you just run into it, you can see right here, see how it's not letting my ADS go unless I release, right? But I don't feel that when you compare this to another game, it's not like this or it's like this, and a lot of the content creators out there making their it's not D2, so it's a crap game, or it doesn't have this feature that this game has, so it's a crap game. I think that's complete horse hockey, right? So for me, just play the game, go in, approach it like it's a first-person shooter with MMO influences on it and make the decision whether you like it for what it is, or not for what it isn't, aka, it's not Destiny. It's fine. Destiny 2 is its own thing. It's not Warframe. Did it borrow influences from Warframe with the rune system? Yes. Does it have some feel of Outriders? Yes, but I think that's more because it's Unreal 5 and the engine and how it works. But for me, I've played a lot of different games, a lot of first-person shooters. No one's comparing this to Call of Duty. You know, it's got the graphic level, the rendering and the details that COD does. It's got some of the movements that it does, but it's a different type of game. But no one wants to make that because they're two different genres. This is an RPG, action RPG, mixed with first-person shooter, mixed with some MMO functions for grinding up levels and grinding out ruins and everything, and it's free to play. It's not paid content. It's just free to play. When it launches, it's going to be free to play. You can't complain about a game that's free. For this to be free, this is actually pretty dang good. And I do think a year from now, when they get closer to release, there's going to be a lot more content than what they have now, because that's the biggest feedback that every game has ever gotten. More content. Give us more content. Outriders is a fantastic game, but didn't have enough content. It still doesn't have enough. It's a great game. It needs more content. The other thing you have to bear in mind is, like Outriders, and understand what the developer is attempting to do with their game. I heard a lot of people, well, there's no PvP, so I don't want to play this piece of whatever game. Well, that's fine. You take your PvP loving butt and go play a PvP game. They're dedicated to PvE, and I like that they're just focusing on PvE. And they're free to play, and it's going to be continuous game as a service. That's where they do have something in similar with, say, Destiny 2. Where if you look at Outriders, they came out and they said, developers said, we are not a game as a service. This is a game that you buy, you play, and you're done. Had bugs. They offered a DLC later after it came out, like a year after it had been out. You got this DLC, a little bit more content to it. I think they should have waited and released it with all the content. I think it still needs more content. But Outriders is a standalone game that you can group with your friends. Yeah, it's monotonous on some of the replayability and stuff like that, but it's still a fun game for what it is. Did I spend $1 and get an hour out of that dollar spent? I got hundreds of hours in Outriders between the beta and the game itself, so I have no complaints. My investment is sound. Same thing is going to go on with free-to-play games. I'm not spending any money. I'm just playing. How much time did I spend in the game? I got 30 some odd hours so far. I'll probably be around 50 after tonight of gameplay, so I can give honest opinion and talk about it. But if you have only put 1 to 5 hours into this game and you're bitching about stuff, you can talk to the hand, you can kiss my butt, and see yourself on the way out. Don't let the door hit you. Because I don't think that's enough time to even understand the different types of characters. Every character is different. They don't play the same at all. It's not like in Destiny 2 where I can get on a Warlock or a Titan or a Hunter and feel the same with my guns and everything. Even though my weapon and my abilities are a little different, they're still the same because the PvP has made them tune those characters and their abilities to be similar but different, but play same. You know, oh, I have a grenade. Woohoo, we all have a grenade. Oh, no, I have a slam. Okay, we've got this. I got it. We got a super. Everyone's got that. These all play differently, and they have way different play styles, so you have to keep that in mind. And you don't have to, you can be out in the wild. If you want to switch, I guess you might have to be pirate, but you have to go back to Albion to change that, or to join. That was something else that I wish they would do. I wish that they would allow you to change if you're not in combat, to change your character while you're in the field, as well as join other players instead of having to come to Albion to change those character types. But you get to change your character, and you have the overall class progression, and you have is your rank, and then you have the leveling of your descendant characters. And right now, when it launches, it looks, you're like, oh, you've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 base characters. And then each one of those ones, the only one they got ready for this was Ultimate Lepic, which I didn't get to play. I saw one person playing them. Oh, it looks pretty good. Which is a stronger version an enhanced version of this one. So those 9 characters, you can play them, max them out, and then all of a sudden you can go in and unlock and play, level up an ultimate version of each one. So you have reasons to update it. They've also indicated, the developers have already indicated, there will be more classes coming out. Then this is not a gotcha mechanic either, and they don't really want a heavy pay to win mechanic. My guess is where they're going to make the money is transmog, as well as how can I shorten time to buy materials and research materials and stuff will be where they'll make money off of their store. Overall, for the first beta, for a game that's not ready, as they've said, it's over a year or almost a year before it comes out. I think the game has got a solid foundation. The devs showed that they were making changes live all throughout the week of the beta to get everything in order and running. So I'm very hopeful that they're going to take all the feedback, and I've got a bunch of notes that I've shared that I'm going to share with them and everything. Not that I count, because I'm a little itty bitty guy, but they're listening to everybody in the community. So I could be wrong. They're doing a lot of feedback, and I hope they take that and they learn from it and make the game even better, especially since it's free to play. I do know that when it comes out, another beta comes out, or the game actually releases, this is a game that I will actually go out and I will play, and I will get my characters to 40. And if I'm looking for something to randomly do, I will go play it. I really do enjoy the game. I want some improvements done, some quality of life things, movement, map work, social stuff, joining my friends, seeing who my friends are, they're online, crossplay and everything else, graphics, storage. I think they needed some storage stuff, make the gunsmith better, have better merchandise for sale, things like that. But my understanding from the crew that had the closed beta, that had loaded counts, there's a lot more that we're not seeing in this beta. So I expect more betas to come. Oh no. If you played the game, let me know in the comments below. I know this was a longer video, but I'm really interested. If you played it and enjoyed it, even if you didn't enjoy it, tell me why down below. But if you only played it for an hour to 5 hours and you want to just compare it to other games like Destiny 2 or something out there, I'm not really interested. I'm going to be completely honest. I love your opinion. I love your thoughts on it, but this is a game where you actually have to get to the certain points of level 40, get the better weapons. Each weapons have different stats on them. Be able to go and find tier 3 runes, and there's higher runes. Be able to rune forge, level those runes up, figure out how you want to combine those depending on your play style, depending on your weapon style, depending on the abilities. Do your weapon runes stack with your descendant runes to meet the play styles and abilities of each one of those descendants? You have to look at all of that stuff, and there's much more to it. Their loadouts will change depending on how you play that. But let me know below what you think. Generally, overall, I'm happy. I think they're in the right direction. It needs a lot of work, but it's got a solid foundation. Anyways, y'all stay safe out there, and I will see you in game. I am gearing up to be doing Ragnarok in just over two and a half weeks or so, November 9th. I'm very excited. Anyways, let me know what games you're playing as well. Thanks, and I will see you all either in-game or in-stream. I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Starting to stream more and more on YouTube, so I do both YouTube and Twitch at night. I'll go from one to the other, or I'm going to be simulcasting at some point. All right, thanks, y'all. Safe out.